hello. Happy holidays. Okay, we're back in action. Got a new laptop. Transferred all my stuff. Got all my things done. Bought some cool lighting. Got a lot going on. But man, we've got some cool stuff to talk about. And we got some things that are, wow, this is amazing. But hey, happy Thanksgiving. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. And now it's time for Christmas, right? So let's get our Christmas rolling. But man, how about that game last night? Texas, UT, and A&M. I watched the whole game. It was fantastic. I tell you what, that Arch Manning, he's something. And that quarterback over at A&M, he was good too. He was real good. He kind of twisted his ankle, like on the first quarter, maybe. That might have slowed him down a little bit, but he was playing hard. I got to give it to the UT defense too. The defense really stepped up. But it was a very good game. I enjoyed it. And, hey, that's two great rivals, you know. And plus they're playing in UT Stadium in Austin. Amazing. But I did see some footage before the game. They had the A&M cadets, the band, marching, playing No Mental Kyle, the drummers. It was beautiful. They were marching down Congress. You couldn't have a better setting in the state of Texas. Two great teams, great schools. And the game was pretty nice. So congratulations to the University of Texas, but also congratulations to A&M because I'll tell you what, I thought they played a heck of a game and they've had a heck of a season. So we'll see how that falls out. Okay, so let's have a little coffee here. Now that we're back in the game and I got my new computer and all this finally fixed to figure it out and everything. Had to get a new laptop and transfer all my stuff and get all that done. But hey, we're still in the music room, so we're going to do that probably one more time. I had a great lunch a week or so ago with Mark Monfrey, my business partner, that when we had artisanal beverage. And man, Mark and I had a great time. And we were having a good Italian lunch, and I had this beautiful gin martini. And Mark's been on some medicine, so he hadn't been able to have any cocktails. So he's like, man, I just want to taste that. I'm like, okay. So he took a little taste of it, and he's like, oh, that's really good. And I'm like, yeah. So we went on down talking and everything. About 5 minutes later, he tells that waiter, excuse me, sir, I need one of those gin martinis. So I told him, I said, now, Mark, don't get me in trouble with Trish. He'd be drinking martinis with me. But I saw Trish later. She gave me a big hug. And she said, hey, guess what, Jeff? I said, what's that? She said, you got to have fun in life. I said, oh, wow, that was great. So I didn't get in trouble for Mark drinking a martini. So, hey, some crazy news, right? So let's get to the rock and roll Jeff Daniels podcast news, right? So we're looking at something that's really going to be cool. Rush, the band Rush, Geddy and Alex are going back on tour. Oh my gosh. Now wait a minute. How can they do that? Neil Peart's passed away. Probably one of the best drummers ever, especially for their style of music. Those guys had something really special, the way they played it. And I think Neil, me being a drummer, matter of fact, I started out as a drummer. He almost played a melody with his drums. He played all different kinds. He played bells, he played xylophone, he played you name it. But he played not just he didn't just lay down the beat or rhythm. He played all over the drums, all different kinds of different style, rudiments, things like that. So it was pretty crazy. And I think he had if I remember correctly, he had a drum set on a round stage, and he went around in a circle and he changed drum sets. So there was like 4 drum sets on one pedestal. I think I saw him, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 times. Joel and I were on the front row one time in San Antonio and watched them. So, yeah, but hey, they're coming back with a new drummer, and Annika Niles is her name. I think she's German descent. She'll be drumming. And I did some research on her, and I watched her play, and she played with Jeff Beck before he passed away. She played on tour with him. This lady's pretty credible. She's got a style of her own, and I tell you, I think it's going to be real interesting. Real interesting. The only bad thing about it, they are coming to Fort Worth. I think it's Dickies, June, maybe. And I looked at some tickets. Oh, my gosh, those tickets are outrageous pricing. I don't know what's happened to concerts. I'm a little disappointed in that. I mean, 2 tickets were like $600 for not very good seats. So I sure would like to see them again. I know I've seen them multiple times, but I don't know if I want to pay that kind of money to go and set up in the bleacher stands. But either way, it's going to be pretty exciting. And I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh man, Rush shouldn't do it," or you can't do it without Neil and all that. And I agree that the band together was something very, very special. I mean, they just had it, right? And if you know a little bit about Rush, their original drummer, it wasn't Neil Peart. They had a different drummer in the very beginning when they did Working Man song and those things. So Neil came in after that. But either way, Neil wrote a lot of the lyrics. He was a lyricist as well. So that was pretty cool. But I tell you what, I think this is going to work out just fine. And here's the deal. Geddy and Alex, they love to play. Their whole life has been touring, right? They opened for Kiss, right? And we're going to, this kind of a lead into my next story here. But they were telling the story that Alex used to do this like character, and he'd put this bag over his head, and he called himself the Bag Man or something. And he did this voice and whatever. And Ace Frehley thought that was the funniest thing. The man in the bag or the guy in the bag or something. It's a story they told. And they would crack up. Well, Kiss guys, Peter and Ace mostly. I don't think Paul was big, and I know Gene didn't do it, but they were partying pretty good. And so Alex and them say, "Hey, we partied good. We had a great time." But so yeah, that's kind of the story. But you know what? Those guys have been playing their whole life. So what's good about it is they want to play music, and they want to go on tour, and they want to get up on stage. And I can relate to that. I can relate to that a little bit. Not that I'm been a rock star or anything, but I've played on stages a few times, and I've played live a lot in front of people, and it's invigorating. It's very cool to get up there and just jam. Now I'm to the point where I just get up and play. I don't worry about all the details, kind of, sort of. I just get up and have a good time and enjoy the music, and it's not like I'm in a recording studio. But what I have to say, though, one of my greatest followings was Kiss when I was young. And Ace Frehley has passed away. Ace Frehley, the lead guitarist, the spaceman. Oh, gosh. So I sure hate to hear that. I remember him almost my whole life. I guess I was 12 when my brother bought me the Kiss Alive album. I was at my Uncle Rex's in Dallas. I don't know if I ever told the story, but yeah. I was on my birthday, December 28th, and my brother took me and I bought Kiss Alive 1. And I came back, and not to bother everybody, my uncle had a record player, stereo, and I put the headphones on. I laid on the floor and I listened to that album from front to back and front to back. It was amazing. That's amazing. So either way, Kiss lead guitarist, founding member, has passed away. So Ace is something. So Ace Frehley, not Freely, it's Frehley. He says that on radio stations. He talks about it. Everybody mispronounces it. It's Ace Frehley. So Ace Frehley, born in 1951, Bronx, New York, passed away this year, 2025. So got a good story about Ace. So my brother James and I would go to see Ace about 10 years ago, I guess, longer. And we'll go down to this place called Trees in downtown Dallas. It's a very small venue. So we get in there, and Ace is doing a solo deal. And one of the things that Ace has been promoting, he'd been sober. He's been sober for a long time. He got sober. So great for him. Good for him. But he played, and he played. And I can remember the last time I saw Ace was in San Antonio at the new, I'm trying to think, it was like the new arena in San Antonio. And it was the original Kiss lineup, Peter and Ace. And I'll tell you, I'd seen Kiss multiple times, but I wasn't old enough to go to concerts when they kind of broke up the first time. So I never got to see the original band. So either way, got to go see the original band. And I'm telling you, Gene and Paul are good. Peter and Ace stole the show. And Ace stole the show. Ace was party on, doing great. There was one part where he had a little bit of a break. He just ran over and jumped up and sat on the Marshall amps and just sat there and relaxed a little bit and kicked his shoes. He had the big, they had those big boots on, with all their makeup. They had the full makeup. I think this was 1996 tour. In fact, I got a big old poster right here on the wall. I'll take a picture of it and I'll show it here. A 96 reunion tour. I'll show it here. But anyway, that's the last time I saw Ace. So now he's no makeup. He's doing solo and all that kind of stuff. So my brother and I go down there. And we get there a little early, so we go across the street and have a cocktail and get some bourbon and stuff. And then we go back to the show, and we're down there getting another drink at the bar. And my brother walks up and says, "Hey, man," gives me this lanyard with a VIP necklace on. He says, "Go up there and meet Ace." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "It's a meet and greet up there, man. I just paid for it. Go get you one." I said, "Well, hey, let me buy you one." He's like, "Nope, you're the guy. You want to see Ace, your Kiss. Go see him." So, okay. So, man, I go upstairs, and there's a line of people and everything. And I look to the left, and there's a guy with beard, Fu Manchu, and all this. It's Vinnie Paul, Pantera's drummer, right? Dimebag's brother. He's standing right there. I'm like, "Hey, Vinnie Paul, what's going on?" He's real cool, real nice and everything. Well, I wasn't planning on going to see Ace, so I didn't bring anything for him to sign, And so all I got is this lanyard that says VIP Ace that you get to go upstairs with. So I said, I'll just get him to sign that. Well, I'm standing in line, and this gentleman behind me, he's like, "You don't have anything for him to sign?" I'm like, "Nah. My brother just bought me this like a few minutes ago, and I didn't know." He goes, "I got something for you." So he gets this bag, and he pulls out, he's made color copies of Ace Frehley's solo album with Kiss. Back in the day, Kiss did 4 solo albums: Gene, Paul, Ace, and Peter. And there's a picture of the album, and he had made copies of them. He said, here's one, take this and have him sign this for you. And I'm like, how cool is that, man? That was nice. That man just gave me that thing. He had a bunch of them in there. So, okay, so we're in line, right? And we're getting there, and we're going in line. I had my Kiss shirt on. I had this casino shirt. It has all 4 paintings of the Kiss guys on there. A friend of mine, great friend of mine, had given me that shirt years ago, and it's a beautiful shirt. So I was wearing that, and I had my black hat on too. And so I get up to the doorway, and there's a gentleman sitting there, and I think he was Ace's manager. And he kind of looked at me and goes, "Hey, man, that's a cool shirt you got there." I said, "Yeah, I hate to tell you, I think this shirt's about 35 years old." And I said, "Luckily it fits." And he started laughing. And so Ace was sitting at a table kind of farther back. And when the guy was talking to me, the gentleman that was sitting there, he kind of stood up, and we were talking for a second. And Ace, I saw Ace look up. Ace had sunglasses, but he kind of looked at me. "Oh, that's cool." So when I got in the door, there's this guy, this gentleman, and I don't know his name. He was kind of like running the show. He was like the guy in charge of, organizing everything. So I walked up, and he goes, "Hey, man, that's a cool shirt you got." And I said, "Yeah, I've been a Kiss fan all my life, This is exciting to see Ace." And I could see Ace. He had his head down, and he was just signing stuff like crazy, People were coming. So I was like the next in line, and they had this table. I had CDs, posters, pictures of Ace that, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, 10 items there. So the gentleman goes, "Hey, man, you want some picks?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a guitar player. Great." So I put my hand down. He put 4 or 5 picks in my hand. Ace Frehley picks, right? I put in my pocket. I'm like, "Great, man, it's got some free picks." So he goes, "Hey, you want any of this stuff over here for him to sign? He'll sign some of this stuff for you. You want any of it?" I said, "Well, how about one of each?" And the guy goes, "Okay." And he pulls these posters, and he gets a CD, and he gets all this together. Man, it's 4, 5, 6, 7 items, and he hands them to me. He goes, "Hey, he'll sign them for you." So go around the table. So I go around the table, and I sit down next to him, and he just kind of looks at me, and I lay the stuff down, and Ace don't say nothing, not one word. And he just starts signing stuff. And so guy above me goes, "Hey, you want a picture?" I'm like, "Absolutely." So I hand him my cell phone. And so he goes, "All right, you ready for the picture? So I kind of just lean over to Ace a little bit, and he turns and looks at me, and he does like this, like you're the man kind of thing, and take the picture. So Ace goes back to, puts his head down, starts signing, and the guy goes, well, hey man, what's your name? And I said, well, my name's Jeff Daniels, but no relation to Jack. And the guy starts laughing. He's like, oh yeah. And then Ace is signing stuff, and he turns and he looks at me. He's got sunglasses on. Can't really see it. He just looks right. I'm sitting right next to him. He looks at me and he signs this. And I'm going to put a picture on here. I'm going to show you. I'll have it framed. It says, to Jack, Ace Frehley. He writes to Jack on the poster. Character, right? How about that guy? So I always thought that was really cool that he paid attention. He was listening. And when I told him my name was Jeff Daniels, no relation to Jack, or no Jack Daniels, he wrote to Jack. And so here it is. I'm posting it here. You can see the picture. So this is my signed poster from Ace Frehley. Pretty cool, man. So God bless Ace Frehley. Something special. He was something special. There's some great stories about how he became the guitarist and the band, and he met up in the loft, and his mother, he tells a story about his mother took him down in her car. He had his amp in the trunk and his guitar. I think he was playing a Gibson Firebird, one pickup. He didn't even have a Les Paul or any of that stuff. So it's a pretty great story. If you want to do some history or listening to his story, it's pretty cool. But rest in peace, old Ace. He's something. He definitely was something. So we got Rush going on tour. We got the passing of Mr. Frehley. I said it wrong. So that's pretty cool. All that's going on. Unbelievable. Good story, though. Rocky Horror Picture Show. Who used to go see Rocky Horror Picture Show back in the day? 50-year anniversary just came up. 50 years. I remember going to the movie theater and throwing the toast and doing the water and people dressing up and all that stuff. So yeah, Rocky Horror Picture Show, 50 years ago. Tim Curry played Frankenfurter, right? Here's The Great Gonzo. It's a cartoon from 1965. I'm posting this for my brother John. He liked this cartoon. I remember years ago he had mentioned it. So here you go, John. Here's your Great Gonzo 1965 cartoon. Hey, back to Corpus Christi where we grew up. The Harbor Bridge is gone. They dropped it. Here's a picture of it. It's gone. They took it down and they lowered it. The whole bridge, they lowered it on a barge. So history's gone. I remember when I was a little boy, when I first came to Corpus, I remember seeing that bridge and thought it was something. Rode my bicycle over it, as I said, probably when I was 13. Crazy. But yeah, Corpus Christi, the bridge is gone. They're taking it down, and there it goes. How about G&L Guitars? They just closed. G&L was started by Leo Fender and George Fulton. They started in 1979. Leo had sold his interest in Fender. His name's Leo Fender, right? We've talked about him in other podcasts. So Leo and George started a new company called G&L. And those pretty damn good guitars, basses, guitars, everything. But unfortunately, they've closed down. So now they're closed. So a lot of icon businesses are kind of closing up right now. So crazy. Custom heads. I've found a custom head. I was in my garage cleaning it out the other day, and I realized I had a huge custom head made in Chanute, Kansas. It's really cool. They have Naugahyde on it. I'll show a picture of it here. And so, yeah, I was going through my garage, straightening out amps and stuff. I'm going to show a picture of my garage here with all these amps. I'm going to get killed when people see that. But these are a lot of amps I've collected over the years, playing all over the place. And yeah, that's pretty cool. So, yeah, so that's some good news there. There's a lot of things going on. Amazing stories, right? Amazing stories, things coming up. Checking my notes here. Oh, I got a good one. So kind of going to go into some music stories and some talk about some of my guitars and stuff. For some reason, my computer just cut off, but I think there it goes. I think I got it back. A friend of mine I worked with, he retired, Bill. I bought a Rivera amp from him. I don't know, a year ago. He was wanting to just downsize because he was retiring, so I bought an amp from him. Really cool, beautiful tube Rivera, beautiful amp. So he calls me the other day and he says, Daniels, he says, I bought a couple of guitars. And I said, well, hey, Bill, how's retirement? He goes, man, I'm having a great time. I'm cooking. I'm woodworking. I'm doing all this stuff. Bill's a big man. He's probably 6'3", 6'4", just a great guy. Worked with me here at Benny Keith. He was a trainer, did a bunch of training and stuff like that. Either way, long story short, I hope I don't get in trouble for telling this story, but he called me and said, hey, I bought a couple guitars. He bought a Telecaster, and he bought another guitar. I can't remember what he said the brand was. Something special. He said, so now I got too many guitars. And he said, I need to move on. And I thought about you. So I got a Hamer guitar I want to give you. I'm like, really? So he gave me a beautiful classic Hamer. And here's a picture of it. And it's beautiful. It looks brand new. I took it straight home and fired it up. Man, it plays great. So I thought that was beautiful, beautiful guitar. Well, I remember when we were doing the Rockin' Vodka, I had an opportunity to work with Rick Nielsen from Cheap Trick. Rick flew in and did meetings with us and came to TPSA. And just great guy, very humble. I think I've talked to him about him in the past. And so I knew he liked signature Hamer guitars, and he called them Hamer. They're not Hammer, they're Hamer. So I remember Rick telling me that. You know, I use Hamer guitars. Hamer. I'm like Hamer, Hamer. I'm like, okay. So when I got this guitar, I thought, hey, Rick will like this. It's a Hamer guitar. So I took a picture of it and sent it to him. And man, he came back and said, hey, Jeff, how's Texas? How's it going? He said, man, you got a nice friend there. That sure is a beautiful guitar. So I got a beautiful guitar. So thank you, Bill, for the guitar. I'm excited about it. I've been playing it almost every day. It just plays great. It's beautiful, plays good, and keeps my chops up. Keeping some of my chops up. So that's a cool part of it. Let's see here if I got a few more notes here. I'm trying to see what all I got. I got so many notes I wrote down here. I got a picture here of some Chevy cars, and my mother had a 60 Biscayne she bought when she first came to Corpus Christi, white 4-door. I think a 283 engine. Either way, she got rear-ended. It messed it up. It's a beautiful car, though. Golly. So here's a picture of some of the Chevys. And if you can recognize all these cars, you've been around like I have. Been around a long time. So here's a beautiful picture of these 58 through 63 Chevys. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool cars. And let's see here. What do we got going on? So far, so good. Bunch of good stories here. I got my album out over here. I got the Tom Sawyer album. I pulled it out of my archive. I bet I have 200 albums in my closet. And so I bought this real cool piece over here, and I'll show a picture of it. It says Now Playing. So you put your album up there, and you can play it on your record player. So, yeah, that's real cool. So, yeah, I got my Rush Tom Sawyer album, Moving Pictures. I bought it. I think I had it at college at Texas A&I with me, so that was really cool. So yeah, this is a beautiful album. If you haven't heard it, a lot of you probably have. It's pretty cool, man. It's a pretty cool album. So I definitely would listen to it, or get some of the old Rush albums out, Permanent Waves and all those things, and kind of listen up to them. Some of it's pretty good stuff. So, well, I'm going to move on here just for a little bit, and I've got a couple things I got to get done today. So I'm going to see how this worked out and rock and roll. Have a good time. Hope you enjoyed my light podcast, a quick one and easy. And rest in peace, Ace Frehley. God bless.